she is asking two questions. What are the general or fundamental requirements for entering Harvard? Secondly, are there special requirements for studying or entering the Faculty of Social Science?
Okay. We have some statistics that I'm just going to go pull them up. There are actually very few requirements in terms of things that you have done. There's no minimum SAT score, no minimum
But SAT is required for sure, right?
You have to take either the SAT or the ACT, but there's no minimum score. And so, I mean, generally there are average scores, so you obviously want to have a high score, but there are a certain number of courses that you have to have taken, but they're generally pretty broad, some in social sciences, some in the natural sciences, etc. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, these are sort of average SAT scores. They're all pretty high. I mean, I guess the SAT now is out of 2,400. There are 3 sections. This is a little bit older. For the reading section, you have to be, 700 to 790 out of 800. So it's pretty high. 790 to 790 on the math. So pretty high scores. I mean, there's certainly people with lower scores than those that get in. There are 2 main demographics that get help getting into Harvard that can have lower academic scores, and those are athletes. If you're a recruited athlete, you have to be, first of all, you have to be really good at your sport. I was not quite good enough to get help in admissions, but a lot of really stellar athletes get a little bit of help, and so they can have a little bit lower scores than most. And minorities also get a little bit of help. Unfortunately, I think those are mostly minorities in the States.
Do you know, are there specific requirements for getting into the Faculty of Social Sciences?
No. Once you're into Harvard, you can study whatever you want. And so there are no special requirements. Harvard undergraduate, you're accepted. You can do engineering, you can do history, math, science, English, whatever you want.
答唔答到呢個問題啊？答唔答到啊 ？OK。好，有冇其他問題？ Well, Chinese are always a little bit reserved. How about we still have a few more minutes?
A parting message?
Well, we can break up. Go on. Yes.
Just one parting message, and then we'll break up. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
The last thing that I want to say is that Harvard is obviously very prestigious, and it's a very great school. But don't focus only on Harvard. There are many, many great schools in the United States. If you want to go to a school in the States, the rest of the Ivy Leagues, I can personally vouch from talking with friends and visiting, they are excellent schools, as good as Harvard. Yale and Princeton are also very well known. Maybe not as well known as Harvard, but they're excellent schools.